How's it going, everybody? It's Prod here, and welcome back to another Q&A video. It's been a little while since I've done one, but it has been a pretty busy time with, so many different playthroughs going on, so many different mod playthroughs and stuff, new games that came out a few months back. It's been a busy time, but I thought I'd kind of jump back into this series and hopefully keep some type of like normal, maybe like once a month, because I definitely do enjoy doing these, It offers a nice little bit of variety. So I have a bunch of questions that you guys asked me in the YouTube community page or, on Twitter. So let's go ahead and get started with one that I kind of wanted to get in right away. Because it is pretty big news in case you guys didn't see. But a lot of people asked me about the Demon's Souls Deluxe Edition. Like, do I think it's a fair thing? Am I okay with the Deluxe Edition that is released? And in case you guys don't know what this is, it's basically like a higher end version of the regular game. I think it's like 20 extra bucks. It comes with a bunch of souls. I'm not entirely sure how many souls it is. Maybe like 20,000 souls to start off the game. So you get right off the bat 2 new. And I'm talking about new that were not in the original. So that already is pretty crazy and enough reason for me personally to want to get them. So 2 new armor sets, a new ring, and like 3 or 2 new weapons. There's a new shield as well, included right off the bat. I'm assuming that once you get to the main hub world in Demon's Souls Remake, I'm just going to call it Demon's Souls from now on, alright? Because I hate adding the remake at the end of it. I think people know what I'm talking about. I'm assuming that once you get to the main hub world, you'll end up getting those. But I feel like people, are jumping the gun a little bit. Like, sure, it's 20 bucks. And probably not a lot of people are going to want to go for it. And I feel like most people shouldn't really have to worry about not getting those things. Because I'm assuming now, I'm hoping, not really assuming, I'm hoping that everybody will be able to get those items, but off of random drops, even if they don't get this deluxe edition. And I'm almost certain that it's going to be that way, because there's no way they would release like a bunch of new things, new armors, new weapons, and like lock them exclusively to the digital release, or excuse me, the deluxe release of this game. There's just no freaking way. Or like pre-orders, if you pre-order, you get that Reaper scythe, which is also not in the game, in the original game. So I feel like people really don't have to worry about that. If you don't want to get that, you probably don't have to. I'm sure you'll be able to get those things in random drops, so you really don't have to worry. But for somebody like me who wants to show off the things right away for you guys, and like use them in my playthrough, my first playthrough, then I will most likely go ahead and get that version. Which is cool, by the way, now that they allow you to pre-order digital versions before this console's even out, which is pretty awesome. And I guess that jumps into 2 more questions that I'll answer back to back. First of all, PlayStation 5 or Xbox One Series X, which will I be getting? I'm getting both. I don't really know why I'm getting the new Xbox, to be honest. I think it's just because I want the new Xbox, I want to have it just in case anything if I ever want to just not really stream on PC anymore, if I want to just move exclusively to consoles, because I feel like we're sort of moving towards a cross-platform type of thing where you could just kind of play anywhere you want. If you're on PC, you can play with people on console. If you're on console, you can play with people on, PS4, Xbox Series X. Let's not mention Nintendo here. They got their own thing going on over there. And if that's not the case, of course, I will want to play with the 2 separate communities, especially with, Elden Ring coming out in 14 years. I'll want to play with people on Xbox, and I want to play with people on PlayStation, similar to what I did with Dark Souls 3. So I will be getting both, but I'm assuming that my PlayStation's probably going to get way more use. And the next question, will I be playing the original Demon's Souls or waiting for the remake? So I did answer this in my video where I talked about Demon's Souls having multiplayer and PvP and how that's pretty much confirmed and everything. And I did decide that I am going to be going into the remake basically fresh. Like, I'm not going to play the original beforehand, which could be hit or miss. I know that if I did play the original beforehand, I would be able to know a bunch of things if they're new, Like, there's so many things. Like, I didn't even know any of those weapons or armors that they were giving out in the Deluxe Edition were new, which I would know if I did play it. Maybe, I could have been like, oh, I just missed that. But I like the idea of just having this beautiful looking Souls game, because for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys as well, this is going to be a brand new Dark Souls basically. And I'm pretty sure they're not making any more of those. So when you get a chance to actually experience a new one like this, it's pretty special. So I'm very much relishing in that fact, and I'm incredibly excited and cannot wait for my first playthrough. And I did pre-order the new consoles and everything, but I did do it through Amazon, so I freaking hope that I'm able to get those at least within the first week. You know what? Don't even give them to me on the first day. I just want them on the first week. Come on, I want to play Demon Souls because I know a lot of people are getting their orders like delayed and stuff. I really hope that doesn't happen because I pre-ordered my consoles like first few hours. So hopefully, you know, it prioritizes those. Do you ever get bored of playing the Souls games? Is another question I got asked. And not really anymore. There are times where I'm like, I want to play other things, but for the most part, I don't really feel too much like boredom. You know, like I don't get on and dread that I have to get on and play Dark Souls. Not really anymore. I kind of did in the past when I was kind of stuck playing PvP and like invasions and duels and stuff like that, because it's kind of the same thing. Even nowadays, for the most part, it's usually the exact same thing every time you invade. It's gonna be a gank, a few overleveled. If you're by yourself, you're probably gonna die. If you have one other person, you have a chance to win. If you have two other people, then you have a good chance to win. And don't get me wrong, it's fun, especially if you know, stay away from it for a little while, but it can get a little bit repetitive, can get a little bit boring. But with Dark Souls mods that I have now and such a crazy variety of them, I don't really feel much boredom anymore. Even when I go back to like PvP and get invasions for about 2 hours and then the game dies and I move over to something else. Even that is pretty fun for the most part. So no, I don't really get bored of the games anymore. What are your plans for the channel / streams if Elden Ring is way out? Meaning that it's probably, if it's gonna take another 12 years to be released, what the hell am I gonna do? So really my plan at the moment is just keep playing Dark Souls mods. I know I enjoy them. I know people enjoy watching them. There's such a wide variety of them, and such like even recently I played a fucking Pokemon mod where you capture enemies in Dark Souls and you could use them for battle. And this is 4 years after the release of the game, so there's still a crazy variety of mods being released for all the Dark Souls games. People are just starting to do crazy shit with Dark Souls 1, like being able to edit the map. So once people really get used to those, like they'll be able to create freaking brand new DLCs basically for the Souls series, or at least Dark Souls 1, which really just freaking blows my mind, man. So that really is like my big series that I will be continuing, and hopefully people keep watching and enjoying. I'll keep trying to make it the best that I can, and really just playing other games, just doing what I do now. I don't really have any plans to change much of what I do. You know, I may change like the editing style a little bit and try riskier things. You know, there are things that I would want to try, and that was another question I got asked as well, so I might as well jump into that, I guess, which is like, is there anything that's risky that I haven't really done yet because it's like too risky, or like, you know, I'm not prepared for it? And I wouldn't say it's really a preparation thing, but one of the things I've always wanted to try to do is kind of make like a video where it's like one condensed video of like an entire game or like an entire playthrough, like just highlights, but it's a little rough. Like those are very risky. I know that like Indie Moose, I know he does a lot of things like that, and they can go well, like they do on his channel, and you know, get good views and stuff. Or, you know, a channel like mine where people really only watch like the Dark Souls videos, it can be really risky to take like 30 hours, 40 hours on a project that, you know, on my channel might get 30,000 views, compared to if I did part 9 on a Dark Souls mod playthrough, will maybe get 80,000, you know, something like that, like a giant leap in views. And I feel like something like that would just, it would crush me, and I wouldn't want to do it again. And while it could be fun, it's also incredibly challenging to do something like that, like a big project like that. And it's also a little bit rough on the editing, because I feel like for the most part I can fill like a 30-minute video with like 5 hours of gameplay. Really, it depends on the game, to be honest. I've tried a few things. For example, a Mafia video, which may or may not have gone up already. That was about 5 hours of gameplay condensed into about a 20-minute video, because I just did like literally the best, funniest things that were in the stream. So to do that on a wider scale with like a full game, it's rough, man. Like I have no idea if I would be able to condense 20 hours of a game into like a 30-minute video. I just have no idea, because there would just be so much that I would want to put out. How do you balance the edit between focusing on funny moments and like a story, It's so difficult. Even thinking about it, it's giving me a headache. But that is for sure something that I would maybe want to try to do in the future, which I kind of have done, but like in the past. For example, my Outlast playthrough. I'm sure most people don't fucking remember that because nobody really watched it, but like way back in the day, I did a playthrough on Outlast 2. And then when I finished that, I did like a 30-minute video where it was just like the funniest moments from the full playthrough and like all the parts that I uploaded. So I kind of did do something like that, and again, did not do well, so it just really depends. It's sort of risky. But yeah, that's probably something that... What was the question again? What's your favorite mod you've ever played? This one's always tough because there's so many, but I feel like the one that always comes back as probably my favorite mod that I have played, I think it might be Cinders. I think Cinders is just a freaking perfect mix. And right up there, maybe a very, very, very close second is Daughter of Ash. It's something that like legitimately changes the game and like the way you play it and adds so many new things rather than, you know, adding a bunch of enemies in an area, which can be fun in its own, but like Cinders and Daughter of Ash, I feel like they create kind of like a new story to go into, and it feels like a more unique experience, which those are definitely my favorite type of mods, and I can't wait for more of those to frickin' be released. But yeah, I would probably say that that's my favorite mod I've played. What upcoming non-Souls games do you plan to stream when they release? I got quite a few, to be honest, man. The new Final Fantasy looks sort of interesting. Again, a lot of PS5 games here. The new God of War game, the new Spider-Man game, that Harry Potter game. Cyberpunk is going to be coming out. I don't know if I'll be playing or at least uploading much of it or even streaming much of it. I guess it depends, man. That's going to be a freaking giant game, and I don't know if I could stream the entire... That's probably like 100+ hour game. If you're like me and you like doing side missions and like doing little things here and there, like exploring the world, that might be like a fun, chill game that I could just like play for a really long time and not really have to worry about editing. If I decide not to do like a full playthrough, which I probably won't on YouTube, because I think a game like that is just too long, along with also not really having too much interest, I'm assuming, for most people on my channel, because of like the content that I upload now, you know. It's a very different type of game. But yeah, that's the biggest one on my radar so far, and it's not that far away. It'll be a freaking release with the new consoles, and I still don't know where I'm gonna get it. I might just go and freaking get it on Xbox One Series X, you know? I definitely need something to play on that console, and that might be it. Will there be another Facecam horror game playthrough this October? Now, I do have some things planned for October. Some scary games. Freaking the long-awaited part 2 of Alien Isolation, I might do that. I definitely want to do at least, you know, 1 or 2 videos here or there for October for Facecam, like horror games. I think it could be fun. I don't do many Facecam stuff. I have in the past, so it makes me laugh when people are like, no, don't do face cam. I only hear your voice. I don't want the image of you ruined. And I'm like, maybe I am that ugly. And then I just always think about maybe I shouldn't do face cam. But then I realize, I don't care. The only thing that bothers me is just, I feel it takes much longer to edit those videos. I think it's easier to edit with face cam because you can use your own facial expressions for jokes. But they're just more difficult to edit in general. I like having the clean, smooth, just gameplay, which is usually why I don't do face cam. I'll plan some things out. We'll see. If you guys got any game suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. How do you maintain such a constant output of content? Do you get burnt out? That is a good question, because I feel like that is a valid thing that I've seen happen to a lot of different YouTubers. You know, having such a, you know, so many years of consistent uploads, and I have been uploading daily for a long time. Like probably multiple years where I've uploaded every single day. There was one point where I was uploading 2 videos a day, and it is freaking rough, man. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm burnt out now. I feel like there have been moments in the past where I've been burnt out, but I've been doing this thing basically this entire year where I've been super prepared for if there was ever a moment where I felt like, yeah, I don't want to really do anything for a few days. So I've kept like a consistent 6 videos, 7 videos, 8 videos fully edited and ready to upload at any time if there was ever like a moment for like a week where I just didn't want to do anything. I haven't had that moment yet, and I don't really see me having that moment now because I have a lot of fun like just streaming. Especially streaming is just my favorite thing. Super fun. Just be prepared, I guess. If you ever feel like you're getting burnt out, just chill. Be prepared for a moment like that. That's definitely what I do. Hopefully I never come across that point where I feel like I'm burnt out and I don't really want to do this anymore. I don't even feel close to that at the moment, but I think I will be prepared with like uploads if that ever happens. And I guess this question is also sort of related to it. How busy has your schedule been since the coming of mods? I guess since I started uploading mods. Does it add more pressure to release more vids or stream longer? So yeah, in case you guys don't know, which some of you might not, I do also stream on Twitch. And I try to at least have like sort of a 6 streams a week. So 6 streams a week. I'm trying to get better with streaming longer, which is a lot of the reasons. Again, like I have so many videos prepared if there's ever a time where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use these days to stream, then take a day off and edit for this day. That's usually what I do. I stream like 2 days. I try to get like at least 4 or 5 hours in, and then I take a day off to edit, and then I stream again. Sometimes I do stream more days because I'm just like, I finish streaming and I'm like, I got time, and then I'll edit a video. Like my videos don't take a crazy long time to edit, like maybe 2 hours, for like a 20-minute Cinders mod playthrough part, which is not really that bad considering there's some people who take way longer to edit their videos. And it's mainly because I don't do much on my videos. I feel like the main focus of them is the commentary, so I don't have to put like a lot of really crazy edits and stuff. So at least that's how I feel. It might not be that case. I might have the most boring freaking commentary, and people mainly want to watch the gameplay. I don't know. I just have to, just cut it up. Whatever I think is funny, just leave it in. If it's boring, cut it out. That's usually what I say when it comes to editing. But yeah, I do sometimes feel a little bit of pressure in terms of trying to do longer streams. And then also in the back of my head, knowing the longer I stream, the more footage I'm going to have to edit later. Because trust me, right now I have so much footage of like different stuff to edit. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, but I try to have it at least the best organized that I can. But considering there's at any point in time like 4 different playthroughs going on at the same time, it can be a little chaotic. So the schedule is pretty goddamn busy most of the days. But like I said, I have so many videos edited, there could be a time where I'm just like, I'll take the day off. That's why I don't really have like a set schedule for streaming, which if I did, I'd probably get way more viewers and followers and subs, but I don't know if I could keep the schedule, which is the reason I really haven't made one. Will you be doing Adventures of the Worst Invader in Demon Souls? Yes, I will be. Probably for about a month or 2 before everybody realizes PvP is pretty bad in that game. Although, are they gonna change up the PvP, I feel like I've heard nothing but bad things about Demon Souls PvP, which is understandable. It was the first one. If Dark Souls 1 is pretty bad in terms of like backstabs and stuff, I can imagine its predecessor is gonna be much worse. But yeah, I do plan to ramp up those Adventures of the Worst Invader videos once Demon Souls actually does come out. And I'm hoping that I can at least get a solid 2 months of like fun gameplay, fun Adventures of the Worst Invader videos, similar to what I did with Dark Souls Remastered. Like I made a couple really fun videos and then it just got, straight up boring. Just backstabs and backstabs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this game, considering it's basically like, a new game. I wonder how the hell it's gonna be. I'm super excited to see how that's gonna change up. Do you still like Dead by Daylight? Will you ever play it again? I'm surprised I still get asked this so many times. And it's mainly because I felt like when I was making those videos, there weren't really many people watching. But I guess the people who are watching now, are interested, considering I haven't played this for such a long time. But I don't really have any plans to go back to play Dead by Daylight. It was like a mixture of getting bored of the game, playing it on console, which, it's my own fault that I played it on freaking console. Because I wouldn't really want to grind again on PC to get all the perks and everything for every character that I like playing. And usually it's like every character that I play. I don't really have one specific main in Dead by Daylight. And then also, like I said, not a lot of people freaking watched it. So I didn't feel like there was really a place for me to be in there. So I kind of stopped playing, and I haven't really seen anything too interesting that makes me want to go back. If they would release like a 60 FPS patch for console, which maybe they'll do for the new consoles, then maybe I would consider actually going back and playing it. But for now, not really many plans. How did you meet Fighter, Chase, and Lost? So, man, I have a hard time remembering. So I remember Fighter. Fighter used to do a lot of trolling videos. I mean, obviously he still does, but like, he used to do cosplay trolling. And I remember seeing a video of his, and like he used to upload these cosplay trolls like daily. And then out of nowhere, they started doing really well. And I think it's mainly because they started hitting like search engines and sub boxes. And I feel like I remember tweeting out like, oh, I'm glad this guy's channel was doing really well, because that was before I knew Fighter, you know? Just saying like, this guy's videos are really high quality. Really glad to see his videos are doing extremely well. And then he said like, thanks, and he followed me. And then we started talking, you know, DMing back and forth and stuff. And then I'm pretty sure I met Lost through Fighter. And then I think I met Chase through them as well. So if my memory serves me correctly, which I wouldn't count on it because I have an extremely bad memory, I'm pretty sure that is how I met all those 3 guys that I, you know, consistently still play with these days. Some of my favorite people. It would be pretty interesting to see, you know, like if you guys ask them if they remember, because my memory does not serve me well. I do remember though that Fighter was the first one out of the 3 that I did meet first and like talk to first. Why and when did you start streaming / uploading gaming content? Why? I don't really know why. I thought it would be fun. But I guess like my biggest inspirations were like the very old COD community coming up in those days. So like C-Nanners was kind of starting to blow up. Hutch. These people were really freaking exploding, like Hex and stuff like that. Zergriz with his Call of Duty montages. Me and my brother would watch his montages like basically on repeat and just be like, God, we want to do those things as well. And just be good at sniping. And that's really how we did get started on YouTube. C-Nanners freaking videos were like, even back in the day, if you guys remember C-Nanners, now he's obviously the freaking gameplay guy. He quit a long time ago, but he has been coming back. I still enjoy watching him. I still enjoy watching Hutch. C-Nanners was the first person that I ever remember doing like a face cam overlay on any video. And then here we are fucking like 10 years later, and that's the norm. C-Nanners was really like a originator for a lot of really big things. Like he was the first person I ever saw play Minecraft, and that game fucking blew up. C-Nanners was 100% ahead of his time back in the day, and he was like one of my biggest inspirations, maybe like the biggest inspiration for me to want to make videos. So that's pretty much how I did get started on YouTube and why I wanted to freaking make YouTube videos. So do people nowadays, do they grow up and they want to be like VTubers? Because that's kind of like the new advanced thing. I imagine in 10 years, everybody's going to be a VTuber. It's interesting to think about. What are your thoughts on the glitches being found in the game? I'm assuming you're talking about Dark Souls 3. Do you think they spiced the game up, ruin it, or will they have no impact and are just some few neat tricks? Now, there are some that are pretty game-breaking. You know, like the bow glitch that we had was pretty freaking game-breaking. But even like invading now, I don't really see it at all. And I think that's mainly because, well, the game's sort of, you know, kind of on its last legs. Even though I think it's still always going to have a community, especially for like invasions and PvP, it's really at the end of its legs. I think all of us kind of know this is it. There are not going to be any more patches. There's not going to be more people really coming into this game. So let's not fucking ruin it. There's not that many of us. And I hope that that is the case. Because like I said, there are some game-breaking bugs. But I haven't really seen too many people abuse them all that much. At least not anymore. But we'll see, you know, maybe in 2 months there'll be another game-breaking glitch that completely annihilates PvP and ruins it for everybody, forever. Who knows? Was I ever in FaZe Clan? Somebody asked. No, I was never in FaZe Clan when I played Call of Duty and I made Call of Duty videos. Somebody also asked me if there was a game series that I played when I was younger that I still play now, and that would be Call of Duty. Half my life I've been playing that freaking game and I still enjoy it. Warzone? Still play it, like once a month. But I was never in FaZe Clan. I did always want to join FaZe Clan, and you know, obviously anybody who uploads like sniping videos, that's like the main goal. Because it's like, if you join FaZe Clan, it's basically you gain a shit ton of new subs and viewers. I was in like Envious, if you guys, they're a pro team mainly, but they had a sniping team back in the day with a lot of really cool people that were really goddamn good. I was in Darth, which is another sniping team. I tried joining like Red, which was kind of like, you can think of it as the stepping stone to FaZe Clan, which my brother was in, but I never joined. And I don't know why, but I feel like I sort of do regret trying for so long, trying to get into, you know, sniping and all these teams. because I feel like I could have been doing this the entire time. If you're ever feeling down or unmotivated, do you have anything that keeps you going in your daily life? Yeah, everybody has that, you know. I mean, like, I don't really get that in life in general, but let's just say, you know, I have a video that does horrible, and I know it's because of YouTube's, like, sub boxes. That's really what gets me down. Yeah, my life isn't that hard. But for something like that, it's just, the best thing you can do is just say you got no control over it. There's literally nothing you can do to have those views change. It's just YouTube. YouTube being YouTube sometimes, and especially rough for a channel like mine, which is, you know, not really a small channel, but not really a big channel either. Somewhere in the middle. It can be really damn rough and really hurt the channel, but like I said, you just gotta think, nothing I could do. So just move on to the next day. And that's really what I do usually to kind of get myself motivated again. Make another video that hopefully will do better. I wouldn't say a better video because it doesn't really, the quality doesn't change really throughout my videos. I wouldn't say that a video that does worse is a video that is, you know, not as good. If anything, sometimes it could be even a little bit better. It's just that it's not a subject that people really are interested in, so there's not really much you can do about that. And that's just how that goes. You just move on to the next day, you know? But this video is getting really fucking long. I did not expect to answer a lot of questions. I probably talked way too much, but hey, that's what this video here is for. I still have a few questions left and a bunch of unanswered questions that people asked, so maybe I'll do a part 2 sooner than later. But that is going to be it for today. I appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, I don't know how many people did. Thank you. It really means a lot to me, and maybe consider dropping a like before you head out. Thank you very much, and hope you guys have a good one. Bye bye, everybody.